God of War is on a bit of a streak right now, breaking all kinds of records left and right. Not only is it currently one of the highest rated PS4 games of all time, both in terms of Metascore and user score, it's also sold incredibly well. On May 3rd, 2018, PlayStation's official blog revealed that the title has sold over 3.1 million copies in a mere 3 days, making it the fastest selling PS4 exclusive by a significant margin, beating out other prominent titles like Uncharted 4 and Horizon Zero Dawn. As if that wasn't enough, later that month, on May 25th, Sony announced that in its first month on sale, the game managed to sell a whopping 5 million copies. This not only makes it the fastest selling PS4 exclusive, but also the fastest selling exclusive across all PlayStation platforms. Suffice to say that God of War is well on its way to becoming Sony's most successful first-party release yet. And keep in mind that this is a game that only released for one console, making these sales figures all the more impressive. It's not just sales figures that's impressing the gaming industry though. Turns out that a lot of people have also tuned in to watch videos of the game as well. The following information comes from a data analysis website called Matchmade, which recently released some figures about some of the most watched games on YouTube right now. It goes without saying that Fortnite is still reigning supreme as the most watched game across platforms like YouTube and Twitch. However, that doesn't mean that God of War isn't breaking some records of its own, starting with the fact that throughout the months of March and April, it's currently the third largest game on YouTube, with Matchmade confirming viewership has grown a whopping 1,402% within that time period. More specifically, God of War has drawn approximately 728 million views on YouTube as of April, and do keep in mind that the game launched on April 20th, so it would seem as though it only took a little over a week for the game to reach these numbers. Something else that makes this figure all the more impressive is that at this rate, God of War could become the fastest game to ever break 1 billion views. According to Matchmade, for the widely popular Fortnite Battle Royale, it took about 3 months before it accumulated 1 billion views. As for God of War, at the rate it's going, Matchmade believes, based on the data they obtained, that the game could reach the 1 billion views mark sometime between June or July, or between 1 or 2 months since launch. Assuming this pans out, God of War would become the fastest game to reach 1 billion views in YouTube history. It is important to note, however, that unlike a game like Fortnite, which will be constantly patched with new updates and content, God of War is more of a finite experience, so there will come a point in which the game will top off. God of War may become the fastest game to reach 1 billion views, but in the long term, games like Fortnite will vastly outreach it in totality. But that's fine. Unlike what certain game publishers may claim, there is a place in the gaming industry for both finite single-player experiences and infinitely replayable multiplayer experiences. There's no better proof than the fact that God of War has drawn so much interest from consumers and audiences alike, as can be noted by its sales figures and view count. It all only goes to further validate what Cory Barlog tweeted all those months ago in response to EA's claim that people don't enjoy linear single-player games as much as they did 5 or 10 years ago. Such an unfounded notion is in fact utter nonsense. People still love playing and watching their single-player games, especially ones that are of such high quality and so meticulously crafted. Time and again, we have seen throughout history that a game's chances of success don't depend on whether it's single player or multiplayer. If you give people what they want, if you present them with something fresh, fun, and compelling, and if you make them feel respected, they'll flock towards your game. Sure, multiplayer games and live services are more lucrative because they can be monetized and exploited to a much greater extent, but single-player games are just as creatively and financially viable in this modern day and age, if not more so than ever before, as evidenced by how God of War, this single-player game, is outpacing every Sony exclusive in the last 2 decades in terms of sales figures and viewership. Yeah, people don't enjoy single-player games as much as they did 5 or 10 years ago, my ass. Single-player games are dying, my ass. Anyway, here's to Cory Barlog and the talented team over at Santa Monica Studios for yet another milestone reached. Here's to genuine hard work, passion, and dedication, paying off big time. With that, I would like to end this news update. Thank you for tuning in. If you enjoy my content, consider supporting me on Patreon. It is completely optional, but donating even as little as $1 a month will go a long way in helping maintain this channel. And to be further updated on all things gaming news, reviews, and discussions, stay tuned right here on Yong Yeah. I'll see you guys next time. Yong out.